January 27 is a day I'll never forget in my life. Not so much because of what happened to me, but because of what the Lord did for me. The day was a normal day. I mean, I've been to work, finished work, and just sat down, trying to figure out what to do. Then all of a sudden, I had this strange feeling and sensation. I couldn't feel my right hand. And I kept telling myself, this is not normal. And decided to just figure out a few things, try to grab some stuff. Came right throughout my grip. I couldn't even hold anything. That was when I grabbed my phone and called Katie.
I was actually in bed and I must have dozed off. But for some strange reason, something woke me up and I turned around and I saw my phone flash and I picked up the phone and it was Sahr's number, but it wasn't his voice on the phone. It was some mumble. I can't even make up what he was saying. I said, "Sahr, you okay? You talking funny?" Then he goes like, "No, I'm not feeling," with garbled speech. Right there, I sat up and I knew something was wrong. And I ran downstairs and I saw his face. And I think my whole world, that moment, just looking at him, he had a facial droop. His face was on one side. He was limp to one side, sitting in the chair. He's trying to tell me I'm not okay. I say, "You having a stroke." My background, I'm a nurse and I'm a neuro nurse. The first thing that came to mind was call 911. And the operator was like, "What's your emergency?" And I'm like, "My husband is having a stroke." What are his symptoms? Facial droop, right-sided weakness, slurred speech. Now I'm like looking at Sahr, and being an ICU nurse, Sahr was pale and it was like losing color and I was shaking. And I'm like, "Please don't die on me." And before we know, 911 was here. And by the time we get to the hospital, they had already rolled Sahr for the CT scan. And then the emergency room doctor came and he was all nervous looking at us and say, "Okay, Sahr had an embolic stroke, which is like a blood clot in his main artery." And he said, "But the clot is so big." He said it's an evolving stroke, which means it's getting worse by the minute. So we have to fly him out. Everything happened so fast. Within maybe 30 minutes, the helicopter was there and they flew him out to Georgetown. My kids were frightened because, okay, 1 minute their dad is okay, the next minute they're flying him from 3 a.m. in the morning till like 7, 8. We didn't hear anything. During that time, I had called my sister, Mama Kay, and she was at the prayer line and then they start praying. My older son, he held my hand, his little brother, and the three of us in the waiting room, we start praying. And we just pray for Sahr to be okay. I have so many Bethel people calling, and my sister's gone on the line. We have all this prayer warrior. Everybody was praying over him. The first thing that happened was the doctor was really relieved that they were able to take out all the blood clot from his brain, because that was the first thing they told me, that like most patients, they're not able to take the whole thing out, but in his case they were able to take the whole 2.5 centimeters out. So the doctors were just telling us about he might need some rehab depending on the disability that he's going to be faced with. At that time, it was too early to tell how bad or how severe his disability were going to be. They already prepped me. It's going to be a long road.
We've seen people die. We've seen people spiral all the way, to disability, inability to speak and all that stuff.
We just finished 21 days of fasting. I was like, why now? all of a sudden, he was able to like give us thumbs up. So he started giving us thumbs up. And I'm like, whoa. Even the doctors, when they came back and we told them, they were all surprised, like, okay. By the next day morning, he's moving every part. He was moving his arm, his leg, and he was talking. They were like, whoa, Sahr is a miracle for the unit. They say every couple months, we have a patient that will say, yes, this is a success story. They were not expecting him to recover that soon and gain all the functions. But we all know this is the hands of God.
This experience has brought so many things to the open. That the God we serve is a living God, is a real God. He's always there with us as He promised. He'll not leave us, nor forsake us. And God heard every one of you guys who prayed, from Bishop, the pastors, Pastor Peabody, Pastor Glady, and all the other pastors and elders who were involved. The church family has been an inspiration to me personally. I look forward to going to church every Sunday because I know my church family is always going to be there. Give me the smiles, the hugs, and the love that we all need in these difficult times. You come back reassured, you come back confident, you come back with an unshakable hope, to go through life and all the difficulties, all the problems and all that stuff. So for me, that's one big thing of my church family.
I believe no matter what we go through, there is hope. Because we don't see the bigger picture, but God sees the bigger picture. I can't even express what God has done in my life, in my family's life, but all I can say, I'm grateful and I'm thankful for everything, for where we are today. And I'm just going to keep believing in Him, in trusting Him, and just continue to praise Him.